So 7:47 in the morning. I connected the batteries. The growatt didn't like it, started yelling at me. But it is charging it very slowly. We're giving it about 117 minus the loss. Let's see the amperage. Here. Okay, we got 2.4 amps we're charging at. 2.1, 2.2. These are the batteries. So it finally stopped yelling at me. I'm gonna assume at 46.5 volts and 463 watts. 809. Oh, look at that. Right, the battery's fully charged, 1030. Using that much power in solar. And the AC is using that much. 0 from the city. I changed the charge rate for the batteries to 20 amps. And it bumped up the solar. So we're getting about 980. We're giving 18 amps into the batteries right now. So I cut off the power from the city. The AC unit is using 10%. 10% of 5,000 watts. So about 500 watts. Getting 5.6 amps from the solar. Battery's charging at 10.3 amps. Percentages. Okay, next one. This is the watts. So the AC is using 400. Battery's still charging. We're getting 1,000 watts from the solar. And it's charging these two batteries. This AC unit has an econ mode. It's not 70. I think it changed it to 75. We'll see how this works out today. Looks like the AC is at 17%. It's charging the batteries at 10 amps, balancing themselves out both, getting 2.5, 2.4 amps. So we are consuming from the city. It's charging the batteries. So I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna cut the power from the city out. I don't like how it does this. I wish it would use solar first for the load. Maybe I gotta change the settings in there. So it's 11, consuming 400 something watts. Panels producing 0 from the city, and batteries are like 100%. They're like 53 something. They're just slowly finishing off, but inside is pretty comfortable. I believe it's gonna get to 75. It's not 70, but I mean 75 is still comfortable. But that's what I'm using. It's like 100 degrees out here right now. 11:16. Today we have savings energy mode. Let's see how this does. I hope it keeps it around 70. So right after the video that I just did, maybe like 10 seconds later, jumped up to 600. It sounded like the compressor pumped on. We're still producing. We got over 1,000 watts of power that we can use. 1,200 right now, probably 12. So the panels are dirty. Haven't cleaned them. Want to see what real dirty panels, somewhat dirty panel, not super dirty, would work, but it's producing power, still on econ mode. It's 7 o'clock, 106 degrees. We are at, the AC is pumping out 923 watts, solar producing that much, and the batteries going on the rest. Let's see how many amps the battery's pulling. Oy, 16.4 amps. Okay, so it's 12:39. It's 104 degrees. Battery's fully charged, 19% of the load. 7.1 amps solar power. Battery's charging at 1 amp. We are using no city power. It's completely off the power of the city. It's just running on the solar and the batteries as a buffer and a backup. So it's 7:44 and I'm getting 2 watts. Out of that, 3 watts. Battery died on here. 7:44. That's how long these two batteries lasted. He's yelling at me. Like, hey! Hey! So it's 5:51. It's 106. AC in the house. I'm using 966 watts. We're producing 917. We're using battery now. The battery did fully charge. and is at 52 volts, 52.4. It was supposed to be at 54 volts, 54.4. Okay, it's now 10 o'clock. The AC is using 18%, getting 185 volts. Okay, solar panel production 928. The watts the AC is consuming now is 883. As it gets hotter throughout the day, these watts will get to like 1200, and the solar panels will produce it. And right now it's charging to the battery. I don't know how many amps it's charging there. Oh, it's very little. We're using battery, it's full, sun, AC is working 100%, it's nice and cold inside. The AC is using 1.2 kilowatts. That's how much solar I'm producing, and it's draining out some of the batteries. I'll show you the batteries right now, but it's really hot right now.